Hello everyone. Hope everything is fine and thank you for taking time to watch this video and thank you for taking time to be in this group. I would be sharing the Money Talk series for finance and women today. So, for the next 2 weeks, I will be sharing my financial framework I created from my learnings, from my trainings, and which I think might help you also with your financial journey as a mom. Um, but before I start, let me introduce myself first, right? Here. My name is Trudeli Apple, and I'm a financial advisor and a financial advocate. But my profession is I'm an electrical engineer. So, basically, I help working moms or women to feel secure and have the freedom to create the life they want through value-driven financial planning. So value-driven, I would explain that to you later on my future videos and why it is I called the value-driven. So this is my family. This is my big why I do these things, why I keep on learning, and why I am sharing this to you. So I have my 3-year-old son already, and we had one um, child so far. Hopefully, madagdagan. And here, this is my biggest lesson in money. So, way back in 2009, when I had it's my first job for the first 5 years in my employment. I worked in Nestle, and by 2013, after 5 years, I had this opportunity to to work with an electric cooperative in Bukidnon, and I was able to earn more than what I earned in Nestle. But the very common thing that happened is that for the last 10 years of my employment during Nestle and in the um in the electric cooperative, I have no savings and I had debts. So what I realized is that way back in Nestle, I earned less, and in an electric cooperative, I earn more. But I was still in debt and I was no savings there. So, parang na-realize ko, hindi talaga factor yung gaano kalaki yung salary mo para makapag-save ka or mabaon ka sa utang. But it's the way you handle, it's the way you manage your finances. So that was my biggest lesson in money. Because we're talking about money here, so that's why I'm sharing that to you. So, ang nangyari is that what I did is that when a friend introduced me to the finance world, so nagsi-stock market kasi yung friend ko. At the same time, classmate ko na rin yung college. So, when he introduced me, so parang yes, I wanted to learn that because prior to my employment in my second job, may mga nangyari na parang turning point ko na rin sa life. Because my grandparents died and parang marami ding problema nangyari sa family, within the family. And it's not like emotionally, but it's financial na mga problema. So, parang naging turning point ko siya kasi even though I really wanted to help with my grandparents' expenses in the hospital and the funerals and everything, baon pa sa utang, kaming lahat. So parang, I cannot move. I'm stuck. So, paano ko ba matutulungan sila kung mismo ako walang-wala, di ba? So, yun yung naging turning point ko na napag-isipan ko, no, I want to learn how to really manage my finances. And hindi lang ako YOLO ng YOLO kasi dati when I was in Nestle and I was like, parang lahat ng sweldo ko, nandun lahat sa gala, nandun lahat sa parang mga bar hopping, friends. So, parang napasobra yung ginastos ko doon. So, buying something non-essential pala. So, hindi ko talaga na-realize yun. So, dito sa mga trainings na inattend ko is that what happened is I learned a lot. So, I learned to manage my cash flow. So, I learned the risk management seminars. May ano pa akong inattendan from Francis Kong nang pumunta siya ng Cagayan de Oro. So, I really love Francis Kong. So, it was on financial planning also. I really learned a lot. Not just that I attended trainings, I read books also. And it really helps. It really helps. And it really helps my journey to to really, parang kumawala na sa dun sa financial trap ko na parang baon akong sa utang at saka wala akong savings. So, gusto ko din mag-invest kaya I spend my time learning. So, by just this year, I also attended the master class. It's Mr. Randall Johnson. So, ito din yung pina-follow ko. Yung book niya, yung una kong binasa, and it's very inspiring. So, that's why ito, yung mga team niya. So, kasama na din si Mr. Rex Mendoza. So, ito yung mga people na very inspiring when it comes to financial services. So, ito yung I think, baka may mga nakakakilala with Marvin Vermo and sa stock market din siya. So, may mga economist. Ito si Sir Alvin Ang, economist siya. So, it was a really magandang experience for me really, to really learn more about my finances. And so, ito na yung mga natulungan ko. Some of my friends, natulungan ko na din to really have financial planning. So, and it became my advocacy from that time on. And so, I really wanted to share this financial planning that I created and financial framework that I created, not just to my friends, but also to other moms, because I really felt like I have to share this knowledge that I gained. Kasi parang, yes, it helped me to implement it within myself, to implement it para sa sarili ko. Pero, it will be worth sharing if matutunan din ng iba. So, ito yung lagi yung purpose ko, bakit I have this group. But before that, I feel like I'm not doing a good presentation unless I can share this with you, the financial facts of life, for you to fully understand why is it important to take charge of your financial future. So, ito yung namin. So, when it comes to money, some women faces many challenges. So, when it comes to money, people are not always rational. So, we know that saving is important, but do we do it always? So, it's the same thing that money is behavioral and not mechanical. Mechanical in the sense automatic, di ba? So, kung gusto mong mag-save, automatic makakasave ka. But no, the truth is, it's not. Because it depends on our behavior, right? So, basically, our behavior associates in how we are dealing with our money. And money is behavioral and not mechanical. So, it was like this one. Personal finance is 80% behavior and only 20% head knowledge. So, wait, balik tayo dun sa savings, right? So, may mga naririnig ako. Yeah, importante talaga yung mag-save. Gusto nilang mag-save. Pero, hindi sila makapag-start or either hindi consistent. So, parang mahirap talaga yung savings. So, ito din yung tinuro sa amin ni Sir Randa. So, it's really a personal finance na sa behavior talaga siya nagmamatter. So, even though alam mo na yung paano, pero pag hindi mo i-implement, pag yung behavior mo, may mga limiting beliefs ka pa din, so hindi ka talaga makaka-start to save. So, now, the first rule is simply recognizing the basic of financial life, which is your behavior. So, parang ito din yung mga behavior. So, these are the factors that affect your finances. So, fear. First is fear. Fear of change. Fear of the fear of change in lifestyle, right? So, the fear of change in lifestyle is one of the factors, di ba? Because when it comes to savings, especially pag pag tingin mo kulang talaga yung income. So yung magiging fear dun is paano pag nagsisave ako, I have to sacrifice something, right? So parang you have to sacrifice your lifestyle, some of your lifestyle. So ito yung iba, bakit nasa-stuck talaga? Kasi takot sila sa changes. At saka takot din sila, paano pag wala kang natira? So, the fear of not having enough. So, that's why they are stuck with that situation. So, second is the greed. Greed, that's why may mga scam, may mga activity talaga na, yeah, malaki yung kita doon, pero it's really not good way of earning. So, that's why marami din sa atin, especially as Filipino, maraming mga victims ng scam kasi gustong kumita talaga ng mas malaki in a short periods of time. So, third is the ignorance. So, what I've learned right here with the ignorance is that this one is really my big factor for me personally because I learned that it's not what you know that can hurt you, but rather what you don't know but should. So, marami talaga, especially when in our finances, dapat marami tayong alam. So, para in the future, it would protect us from all the uncertainties. So, these are the reason. So, why most people, not just women, fail financially because of the things they didn't know but should. So, for example, how to retire comfortably. So, how to retire comfortably? Comfortably meaning you would define that one for yourself and like kailangan mo talagang malaman how to really plan, how to really execute the plan. And so that's one example. So marami sa atin na hindi alam. That's why as a result, they never have the kind of life they want in the future. So personally, I have some of this belief that limits my actions in the last 10 years. So because I was like having a lot of time, having a YOLO. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with YOLO, but there should be a balance with my with planning for my future and for my spending for my present. So that's one of the learnings that I realized. So, yes, debunk. So, di ba tayo mga Filipino, may mga limiting beliefs din kasi tayo na parang napamana na rin for our last generation. So, we have to debunk that one for us to really know kung saan yung limitation natin dapat. So, kasi yung mga beliefs natin is come from the myths, right? So, personally, yung mga myth na to is really the reason why some of us is holding back to save and to really invest. So, first is the money culture. So, the social and ethnic and religious background that contribute to our beliefs. So, ito, the material possessions, the values, and goals. So, our actions are influenced by our cultural background. So, example, yung sabi nila na, okay lang yan. Hindi ko naman pinangarap na yumaman. Basta nakakain lang kami ng 3 beses sa isang araw. Yeah, that is a blessing. That is already a blessing. But it is your definition of a comfortable life. So, that's really my question. So, di ba, I bet some of you, di ba may mga dreams talaga tayo. Especially as mom, may mga dreams tayo para sa mga anak natin. Especially as, na parang, na todo focus talaga tayo sa welfare ng ating family, right? So paano if may uncertain days, di ba? So, ito yung mga things na dapat natin malaman. So, unfortunately, these beliefs comes from the misconceptions that investing is just for people who wants to become rich. But the truth is, investing is for everyone who wants to have financial security in the future. So, parang ito din yung na-realize ko din na ito, yung mentality na, yeah, it's okay and enjoy the present. So, isa din yun sa natutunan. Parang beliefs ko dati nung nagtatrabaho pa ako, that's why wala akong savings. Kasi, why not, ito yung reason ko. I have my reasons that I earn this, I enjoy this. So, napasobra lang yung, na-realize ko din ngayon lang, na napasobra talaga yung spending ko dati. So, it's okay to enjoy, but not to the point na parang i-compromise mo na din yung future. So, it's not about accumulating a lot of wealth, rather, it's making sure that you will always have enough to live comfortably. So, isa din yun sa dapat natin pag-isipan. No? So, that's when yung mga money culture beliefs natin na napamana sa atin. So, we have to debunk that one. We have to erase that one. So, second is our peers. So, let's be honest with this. We tend to measure ourselves against our peer group. So, ito relate din ako. So, kasi, lumaki ako lumaki kami simple. With my parents, it is very simple. So, simple living lang kami. So, somehow, in some point in my life, so we all want acceptance and that sense of belonging, right? So, na-feel ko na din yan when I was in college, when I first had my work. So, nakikipag-competent ako sa mga friends ko. So, kung anong meron sila, parang dapat meron din ako. Ganun. So, that's one of the things that I erased in my mind already. So, because I truly believe that true friends will never judge nor take it against you if you're not as financially capable as them. So, and they will never pressure you into spending on non-essential things. So, dati pag may mga gusto kong mga gamit nila, binibili ko na din. So, that's what I call non-essential dati. Kaya hindi din talaga ako nakapag-save. So, really that true friends, they'll accept you for who you are. So, iyan din yung na-realize ko. So, including your financial capacity. So, dapat, di ba, pag ganito na mga situation, so, we have to realize really, and na hindi siya magiging way of parang magiging comfortable ka. So, 3 is your family background. So, ito, as a mom, I was like, parang na-realize ko din dati before I get married. So, sabi nila, so mag-asawa ka na lang na mayaman para di ba? Para wala ng problema. somehow, it's a joke, but really not, to be fair, they're still good men and responsible men, di ba? So, but there is no guarantee of a happy and secured future. So, your husband may lose his job anytime. And if you are solely depending on him, your finances will definitely sink. So, isa din to sa mga na-realize ko because I saw from other friends, um, from other persons na may mga ganitong story. So, there are also some tragic life scenarios which a wife suddenly lost her husband and all the financial burden came. So, pa dito. So, it's not really safe and practical to assume that the man in your life can be counted on to take care of your finances. So, what if something happens? And that's my point here is dapat kayong dalawa na you should know how to handle your finances. So, hindi lang ipaubaya lang sa husband or sa wife mag-isa. So, may mga instances din, yung mga separated. So, may mga cases din, separated or widowed. So, parang the reality there is, the responsibility is nasa babae naman talaga, di ba? Especially when, what we call like, minor. Pag minor yung baby, so dapat sa'yo if ever separated ka. So, that one is really a big responsibility also. So, especially sa finances. So, what if si husband hindi magbibigay? Yung mga ganun. It's a reality, but we have to really open our eyes in this situation. So parang mahirap talaga sa babae to make plans and to make save pag ganung situation. So that's why we have to really know our finances. We have to really know to manage it. So this is one. So money is one of the most talked about reasons for marital, family, and employment breakups. It's really a reality. It really happens a lot in the Philippines. So marami talaga akong nakikita. So this one is the beliefs of relying solely should have been erased in our minds. So personality. We have this personality now. We feel responsible for family finances. So one challenge often faced when saving and earning is putting themselves and their needs last while taking of others first. So parang yung situation lang yun is parang yung sa sandwich generation, di ba? You have your own family but you are supporting your parents. So the problem comes when a woman continues to feel obliged. So yung parang ma-obliged talaga siya to provide for family finances while neglecting her own financial future. So, isa din yung na-realize ko din dito. Kasi, when I was single, okay lang. We have to provide for our family, for our parents. Although it's not an obligation, but what they call this one? Parang yung social obligation na yung natin. So, kasi dito sa Philippines, parang kasi sabi nila utang na loob. Pero it's not really utang na loob. It's really your way of helping your parents, right? So, I will give you a scenario. So, di ba, in a flight, di ba, pag nasa flight tayo, yung mga stewardess, di ba, ini-instruct tayo on how really to have this oxygen mask, di ba? So, dapat when we put, in case of emergency, when we put our emergency mask, we put it in ourselves first, right? And then, if we have a child beside us, so, second, sa kanya. So, i-assist mo siya secondly. So, it's the same advice for us women. So, planning for our finances. So, because you can't help your family if you're struggling in the first place. Ito yung experience ko. So, take care of yourself before offering a hand to them. So, we have to really manage ourselves. We have to really save. We have really to invest for us to really help them in the long run. So, help them sustainably. So, it may sound cruel, but it's the best way to help. That's what I realized really. So spending and saving is a behavior issue. And in finance and in life, your purpose and objectives, not your behavior and personality, should dictate your path and outcome. So yung mga behavior natin na influenced by our beliefs, so we should eliminate that one. We should debunk that one. So with all the affirmations obstacles, this is why long-term financial planning is more important to women. So women should have this far-sighted na 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 mindset to really start saving earlier and stick to their plans with more discipline. So, as a woman, you want to be responsible for your own future, but the problem is most of us we don't really know where to start. So, what do you need to get started? So, I know you are someone who recognizes that it takes more of time and energy to improve yourself and develop a new skills, especially in financial skills. So you need the right tools with the right information and commitment. So this is why I created this group for you to get motivated, for you to be educated um, in an ongoing basis about your money and the role it plays in every stages of your life. So I know that some of the things that I presented earlier would probably make you think na overly negative na kaayo ka. But if so, I apologize. I just want to simply point out with the fact that if you don't take care of your financial future, no one, not the government, not your employer, and not your husband is going to do it for you. And definitely, it won't take care of itself. So that's why don't allow this negativity would hinder your first step to saving. So you don't have to be your reality once we have done our journey together. So and for us, the very good news for us, for our generation right now, is that we have more opportunities and resources available compared to our mothers, right? Compared to our grandmothers. So which makes an excellent time for you to begin a journey to secure a financial future. So I hope that you are motivated and to take the first step to control of your financial future. And what changes are you expecting to occur in the future? So see you around and